Sound is up. Mics are on. What's going on, everybody? We're live here with my friend Harry Botwick.
Hello.
Welcome, Harry, to the studio. We're going to play PGA National Championship course. So this is the famous Bear Trap course in Florida that hosted the Honda Classic and a bunch of other PGA Tour events. And we're going to see how we can get around it.
What are the strokes?
So you were getting 5 off of me according to our current gin.
Okay.
So you're a 4.7 and I'm a 0.1 right now.
Okay.
So you're getting 5 on this course, which is like a 150 slope, which is legit. This is
pretty hefty.
Yeah. So Harry's going to tee off first. We got us on the black tees. The other stuff to know, up on the right here, you've got the sort of course overview. You got the wind on the left, so it's going a little breezy right to left.
Okay.
The candy cane pole is where dead straight is. I can move that to where you would like it. And if you want it more right, more left, whatever. But if you hit it straight, it goes there. If you start it there with a cut, it'll go right. Start it in a draw, it'll go left. If you pull it left, it'll go left, etc. So
okay.
Anytime you want me to move the aim to start, let me know. Otherwise, you can swing away.
15 miles an hour left. I think that's good. What are we playing for?
What do you want to play for? You're getting 5 off of me. So I don't know. You want to play $20 a hole?
Okay.
Okay. $20 a hole. All right. Let's do it.
So I'm starting up 100 basically. You know that.
That's true. I got to make up some money here.
All right.
All right. Let me switch that to then. Oh, first swing is right down the middle.
They're all going to be like that.
You weren't hitting your driver great in the practice swings. I was getting overconfident. And then he pulls out the 280 the second we start throwing some money around. All right. All right. Let me.
Okay.
Now I got to actually focus.
I think this is going to be easy.
Yeah.
It's fun. Should come on here more often.
I do tend to start well and finish poorly. So
all right.
If that helps at all. I also didn't really warm up, which I should have done. All right, water down the left. Try to hit a little cut here. Keep it in the fairway.
Wow.
Oh, that's a pull. Hit that tree. Hit that tree. Kick it right. We're going backwards. All right.
So I'm noticing you just have a lot more club head speed than me.
I do. My driver's like 115, 118 if I hit it really good. Same as you, like inside, I tend to hold back a little bit. Like I'm watching Luke Morrell and Alex Resurrection are the last 2 people in here, and those guys are just
bombing it.
Oh, 320 problem. So it's a little humbling.
You can hear it in here though.
The
more than out on the Ranger course.
Yeah.
Like the ball hitting that screen is kind of terrifying.
All right. So the other thing to notice, this tells you what lie you're in. Fairway rough, fringe, deep rough, whatever. It doesn't tell you like Tiger Woods. The rough takes 10% off. You just kind of have to like do some intuition of I'm in the rough. I'm not in super deep rough. I'm going to think this is probably going to take 10% off. So if I want to get to 130, I got to hit it 150.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm thinking here. And we'll see if that holds up.
I actually like this. It is part video game, part golf.
Exactly. It combines a couple of interesting aspects of both of them.
I play a ton of Golf Clash.
Okay.
So I feel very prepared for this now.
Get down. Oh, I'm just outside of gimme range. All right. Make up for the bad drive.
Yeah, so much for that. So what do I see? I have 175 yards in.
Just 75, not 175.
75 yards in.
Yeah, when you hit it 300 off the tee.
Got it. Yeah, it'd be bad if I launched it 100 yards over the first green. And the pin is going to be right at the pin right now?
Right at the pin. Wind is just light, right to left.
Okay. Hold it.
Ooh, a little pull. Get to experience a bunker on your first hole. So much like being in the rough, the way that I think about the sand is it's probably going to take 20% off.
Okay.
So if you've got, let's see, you got where are the numbers come up?
But I don't need to set up and hit it like a bunker shot, or
So you can't. So because it's like a video game, you can just hit a regular chip if you want
Right.
to, but you do have to be mindful of the lip in front of you that's a couple feet up.
got it.
So what I tend to do with the bunker shots around the green is play it kind of like a flop, where
That's
balls forward, clubs open, hitting it like a bunker shot.
All right.
So again,
40-foot flop shot that's going to take about 15% off, we'll say.
Exactly, and obviously you want to land it a little short of that because it's going to roll out.
Okay. I think I can do that. Or not.
Ooh. All right, so now we get our first chip from off the green.
So yours isn't in gimme range. I basically have to make this, though.
Yeah. If you make this, I got 2 putts to tie.
Is this telling me anything about the break?
Yes. So see the dots going left to right slowly? That means the break is left to right.
Got it.
The hole is 3 inches higher than where the ball is, but it looks like you're kind of like uphill and then it slowly goes back down towards the hole. But overall, it's 3 inches up.
All right.
So this is a real short, delicate chip. 5 yards is 15 feet. So that.
Yeah.
And then quick green. So that's going to happen when you're short-sided. All right.
All right.
See the putter too. I like it. Got a little confident at that first drive.
This is match play, right?
Yes, this is match play.
The opening double's not that big of a deal.
No, exactly. You can't ruin your round on one hole.
Okay.
All right, so what do you got? 27 feet.
Up 4
Up
inches.
4 inches.
Yeah,
Ball
sorry,
goes on the black dot in the back.
Yeah.
And all you're thinking about is speed and straight line.
Okay.
Little firm there.
I had so many perfect practice putts.
You were on fire. I thought on the green you were going to be money, and I was going to get you off the tee a little bit, and it's been the opposite so far. All right, so now you're just getting your extra practice strokes in for free since you know you're not winning the hole.
30 feet minus 6 inches. Okay.
Right, and out of the fairway or fringe, so it's going to take just a little bit off for that. Oh, it just pulled. That's the one thing that I didn't say it because that putt didn't really matter. It's really variable when you're not on the green with a putter, and it's one thing that I don't love about this system is that sometimes it'll be like you're in the in the fairway, which really it means fringe here, and sometimes you putt it like you're on the green and it reacts just like you're on the green. Sometimes it does what you did, where it like eats it up like you're in the rough.
Yeah.
And you can't really tell, so I usually advise that you chip from anywhere.
Just chip anything that's not the green.
Not on the green.
Okay.
But it didn't matter there, so I wanted to kind of see what happened.
All right. I'll get one more practice in here without conceding the hole. So is this now still off the green?
Yeah, you're still in the fairway. It'll show you the line when you're on the green. And when you don't see that white cutting line, you are off.
All right. Well, I'm going to not follow your advice immediately after you gave it.
I think this is good because I want to see now. You might hit this one and it doesn't, doesn't eat it up at all. It just goes.
Yeah, it looks like it's just like an inch basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one reacted like a regular putt. All right. Gonna have to see another one though, because you didn't keep it inside 10 feet. Putting is what gets everybody for the first 3 holes, and then something snaps and they go, I get it now.
I was half worried that one wasn't gonna go anywhere, like the
right, because the first
fairway,
one got murdered.
Yeah.
There you go. That's inside. All right, moving on. You do what you're supposed to do. You get your money's worth on the first hole with practice putts and chips.
It's like when you're playing against someone new. It's like after you really, really screw up, there's no more pressure.
Hit it.
Oh!
I wanted to make that one. All right.
Okay.
All right. You get the idea now. So let me. All right. So what do we got here? Second hole. Nice sunset.
Far.
We got the orange sky like we have in California now, except ours is fire induced and
That's right.
just sunset. 422 par 4, winds just a little right to left.
Did you have rough air quality here today?
It was notably worse today than it had been the last couple days. I got a lot of friends up in the Bay Area that have been posting their pictures of like it's just Blade Runner orange,
Right.
and it hadn't
That's a
been too
good
bad.
description.
But today it was a little rough. I've noticed like my voice from talking on the phone all day for work stuff is getting a little rough from the air.
Yeah, I'm down in Hermosa Beach and haven't had much of an issue because of the ocean, but I've been on a lot of Zoom calls with people who are having problems.
Oh, right in that bunker. Yeah, it's gnarly, man. I mean, even like so Washington State's got a bunch. Portland has fires going on. It's
Right.
It's not even fire season yet, or officially like the high time, and we've already burnt 2 million acres in California, which is like our record for a year, and we're not even 3/4 of the way done the year.
Let's see. Okay, so left is kind of trouble. Yeah, it's been just everything this year is insane. Oh, I popped it up. It's gonna be straight.
Yeah, it'll be in the fairway though. Popped up. Short and safe.
Perfect.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Los Angeles originally.
Oh, from here originally.
Yes.
Not too many of you, at least that I run into in my day to day. Do you grow
Yeah,
up?
I know we're unicorns.
In LA, in the South Bay, or wherever? You know, what's your?
Yeah, I grew up near Westwood.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Went to Harvard Westlake.
Yeah.
Went to Boston University.
Oh, no kidding. I'm from
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Really?
Yep.
We're in Massachusetts.
So I'm from a town called Westford, which is about a half hour, 40 minutes north of Boston. And BU was where I was basically had decided I was going. I got in, I was ready to go. And then for some reason, not really some reason, I ended up going to UMass Amherst because I had been to John Calipari's basketball camp in the summers when I was in high school.
Okay.
And this is when Marcus Camby and the UMass basketball team was good. And I, for whatever reason, I said, I want to get further away from home. And that was the farthest college from home that I had gotten into, because everywhere I applied was in Massachusetts. It was BU, BC, Tufts, Northeastern, which I got into all of them. And then I'm like, UMass Amherst is like 2 hours the other way. So I went there instead. And it worked out. I had a good time. A little bit too good of a time, but.
So I only applied to 2 schools.
So you're from here and you applied to only BU and what's the other?
USC.
USC, okay.
Both for film school, got into both, and also decided that I wanted to flee home.
Yep.
And go as far as possible. I got a little further than you though.
Yep, that is true.
And then I also fled back home at the end of it. It was like,
oh, go hard. So how was Boston for you when you were there?
You know what? I will definitely visit Boston. I enjoyed being there for college, but I don't think I would ever want to live there again.
Yep.
It's cold and dark, and the people don't smile. So it's a little like, from someone who grew up in LA and like a pretty nice area, people like smile as you're walking down the street. There's palm trees. It's sunny. It's nice. And there's just like alcoholism and tired faces in Boston.
Well, we went through, we go through winters and we have historically poor performing sports teams that we enjoy very much. So,
and you can see it on your faces.
Yes. Yeah, I was in college when the Red Sox broke the curse, and that was a big departure from your normal Massachusetts attitude. After we were done flipping cars over out of excitement and burning them down.
Right.
But yeah, I love Boston as a city for like the history and like hanging out for a while, but I could not go back and live there. Oh, you're still up.
Wow. But I'm on the green. And you're off the
Lee
green and
Ross
closer?
checked in. Will the Terriers win the Bean Pot in 2021? Who knows, Lee? Who knows?
Boston did make it to the Sweet 16 in my freshman year, which obviously is an entirely different sport, but historically not great at basketball, so that was exciting.
Yeah, my Celtics lost in double overtime last night. That was a bummer. Oh, you hammered it.
I really felt like I hit that pretty soft.
It looked like a bit too much from where I'm standing.
It's a sensor issue.
Yeah, probably. I'll recalibrate it.
Yeah.
All right, where am I? 36 feet off. 13 12 yards. All right, just a little chip. Got to get it inside of 10 feet. And after this hole, I'll check the scorecard and see what the pops are because I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, go in. Yeah. See?
So right now, you'll check the scorecard.
It's an easy game. You get another practice putt from off the green and see how it feels.
One of these days, I'm going to be putting from on the green. This is very similar to a normal round for me, though.
You have the Thor approach, which is hit it as close to the green but off as possible so your putting stats can look nice.
That's right.
He's nice. There you go. Yeah, he's constantly telling me, he's like, my putting average is like 1.5. I'm like, yeah, you just because you miss every green. He's like, yeah, I hit like 10% of the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that works. So
I was in the last round of the 4-ball on Sunday.
Yep.
And had just some amazing putts from off the green that were unfortunately not good enough. But we tied. So I was playing with Greg Pouch, and we tied Josh Fishman and Chris Kim 3 times.
I heard about that because, yeah, the email just came out that you guys, that the match was finally over. You guys played 4 times?
Yes. And so we actually, because we agreed initially, no card off, we're going to play another 18.
Right, you're not going to flip a coin or do some... Yeah.
It just kept going. The third round, Greg and I were up 3 with 3 to play. And I really feel like we let it slip away then. Like,
That's tough in 4-ball. Like, if you're playing an individual, you can go on a run and just win 4 holes.
Just celebrating. We were like,
oh, yeah.
Which is probably the problem.
You guys checked
They focused in, and we were like, all we got to do is par out.
Yeah.
But they're good players. I mean, we like... Greg and I didn't have great rounds to it, 79 and 80, but I think they shot 71, 73.
Ooh.
It's just like a nice way to lose, at least. Like, they played lights out and won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know either of them. I don't know if I played with either one of them.
I guess I recommend it. Unless, obviously, I've made a habit of it.
So, yeah, we'll go back to how you get into golf. But since we're talking about the 4-ball, I do have some questions for you as you're thinking about the shot. So I've heard a couple of stories about you and Greg's tear through the ranks.
Oh, yeah.
Not everyone has been super excited about losing to you guys, and some crash talking
about losing to us.
So, because Alex was obviously on Tuesday and mentioned that he had they had some fun playing with you. But he's like, yeah, Harry and Greg can definitely trash talk a little bit. And he was good natured about it, but I know that
just enjoy it. Yeah,
Adam Langsbard not so much as far as enjoying the trash talk that happened when you guys.
I absolutely love Adam. I think he's a fantastic guy. I had a wonderful time playing with him. And I think during the round, he had a great time too. Upon losing, he seemed a little upset about a few things that were said. He tried to pull the pin during COVID.
Oh, you can't do that.
And I gave him some some craft. Oh, it's still
Yeah, still you. Yeah, I'm enjoying the story
just
because
rotate.
I think that's a common. All right, so let me help you out a little bit. So you're obviously in the rough. You got a clean look at getting back in the fairway. If I put you on like this line, which gives you more fairway, you can go 200 without getting in trouble. And the
Right.
rough is going to take, like I said, probably 10-20% off because you're a little far into the rough. So I would hit like an iron over here, knowing that if you hit a 200-yard shot, you're not going to get all the way here. Or if you want to be more aggressive, I can aim you down the middle more, and you can hit anything you want.
No, do that. Give me an iron that can go 200.
Yeah, that you'll be totally fine if you hit it anywhere from 130 to 210 on this line.
Okay.
Yeah, so the common, I think you'd ask most people just their impressions on Langsbard, including mine, is the same, where I really like him. We get along just fine. But when you get him sometimes on the golf course and things aren't going his way,
He gets upset.
He's a fiery dude.
He hits the pin when he misses putts. Gets a little frustrated.
Well,
and I get it. I'm an emotional guy too.
Him and Gotro beat Lee and I in the first round, I believe, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
And Adam made every putt he looked at. I mean, 40,
Really?
50 feet, made it. 10 feet, made it. Like, there was no hitting the pin and going out. So I can't give him any sympathy.
No, that's the problem, though, is then you have that expectation for yourself.
Yes.
Golf is all about managing disappointment. That's what I've learned.
Yes.
It's not about becoming a better player. It's about being okay
Yeah,
with always feeling like you should be better.
Yeah, with the 99% of times where you have a round that, even if it's a good one, all you think about is the 3 putts you missed it. You should have gone in, or
Right.
that bad bounce you got off of the tree instead of a good one.
I don't know if you can be upset about the bounce you got off the tree, but
Oh, Adam can. That tree owes him a good bounce.
Uh-oh.
That is blocked. I had tons of blocks against Alex too. I gotta get the irons straightened out before we get to our sub championship next week.
Alex was great because he and I were playing, and I think really he started the shit talking. But
You couldn't back it
I
up.
was ready for it, and we were winning, so I felt so confident and so good. Normally, I'm actually pretty codependent, and it's difficult to get me to have any sort of conflict whatsoever.
Right, you're trying to avoid.
So actually, having conflict on the golf course, shit talking, has been like a form of therapy for me.
Sure.
Where I'm like,
You're getting some stuff out.
be that guy and be okay with it.
Yeah, and it's not detrimental to your relationships usually.
No, exactly. And by the end of it, I think Alex was like wanting to bet his Tesla on the last. It was getting pretty aggressive.
He's like, I got a pink slip right here. Let's go.
Literally, that was the conversation.
Take my engagement ring that my fiance just gave me. Yeah, I can see he's a competitive dude. We were a couple of tournaments ago when we played at Simi Hills. I was playing with him and Luke Morrell.
Okay.
And I forget who our fourth is. It might have been Dermot, but I was doing really well. I was 3 under through like 15, and I was 2 shots. Alex was 1 under and playing with me, and he was pissed. He was like,
Yeah.
I can't, like, I'm going to come back and whatever. And I blew it on 16th hole. I ended up like clipping a tree and getting out of bounds and made a double, and that was basically it for me. But he was just super competitive. And then the next time we played at Simi in the next tournament, he was playing in front of me with Todd Hedginess.
Nice job.
Sit.
Run off.
Oh no, that's exactly 10 feet. I have to putt it. And they were playing in front of me, and I hadn't looked at the score.
9.9.
Yeah. I hadn't looked at the score all day. Todd was doing it in our group, so I'm like, don't tell me. I don't want to know. And I was like 4 under through 15. And I knew Alex and Todd were under par, and they were ahead of me. And Alex finally said he looked at the scorecard or the online score.
Hammered it.
A little too much juice. On like 15, and just started getting pissed off. And then he made a bad bogey on 16. And I'm like, good, your competitiveness got you there and let me actually win a tournament.
Alex, I played with Alex at Bake? No, Bade course.
Okay, the Industry
In
Hills.
Industry Hills. And he shot 68.
Yeah,
He hit 17 greens. It was insane. And coming off of, and I shot a 90 that day. And this was directly after we had crushed him in the 4-ball. And so he was so pissed off, like
fired up. He's like, "Fuck this guy! I'm gonna go nuts today." Well,
yeah, like, why couldn't this have happened a week ago? You know.
Well, that happened. I played in the individual match play. Hold on, we got people. Okay. Oh no.
10 feet 4 inches.
So a similar thing happened to me. I played in the individual match play. I had to play Lee Ross in the in our side of the bracket, and played absolutely horrible and got my butt kicked. Lee played well, but didn't really, I didn't play well enough to even put up a fight. And then like the next 3 rounds I played were all under par. And like if I'd had one of these rounds while I played Lee, I would have put up a fight and had a chance, and just wasn't there. He got me on my worst round in months.
So did you ever? Yours was 9'9".
That's right.
Did we ever figure out where?
Yeah, I'm going to look right now.
Okay.
Since it didn't matter on those first 2. All right, we said you're getting 5.
Yes.
All right, so you would have gotten a stroke on the last one, but you made a 6 for 5, so that didn't matter.
Right.
So you're getting one on what is this? 6 and 6 and 9 on the front, and 11 and 16 on the back.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is what you do. You bring people in, start to gamble.
Yep.
And the first 3 holes are yours.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The first 3, it always, the guest struggles because the chipping and putting is just not easy.
Right.
And then once they figure it out, things turn around. I was up 3 through 10 or 11 against Alex, and then he tied it up by 16.
I mean, I'm impressed you can work in this room.
It's not easy.
Just feel like I would be practicing this. Because I think, we were just talking about how it's similar. It's like useful for practicing golf. Obviously, it's a simulator. But I think I would just be practicing like the little chipping hacks.
Yep.
Like, how do I always get it to go 20 feet, or like ways that you can get around?
Right, exactly. You're trying to you're trying to gamify it, right?
Right, exactly. And I could waste easily a few hours just doing that, right?
Yeah, that's what I did for a while when this was like brand new, and now that it's just kind of here all the time, you get lazy again, like everything else. And you're like,
Okay.
I'm just going to actually do other things. So Lee is saying, I'll never forget our match against Eddie and Todd. We're talking about Eddie Repinach and Todd Wade. Eddie mouthing off, coming off of 8th green. Lee get pissed off, but yeah, we ended up beating them in the match play the year that Lee and I won the 4-ball. They were not happy about it. All right, a little left.
A little left, a little short. I'm like digging into the ground on these. It does definitely screw with your head, having a wall on a ceiling near you.
It takes a little bit to...
126 yards. I'm in the rough. So
you can look at it. You get the pin tucked on the right side with the wind going right to left. So that's actually good. If you hit it straight at the pin, it shouldn't go right. 126. I'm thinking 140 here if it's me.
Okay.
You got room past the flag too, so a little long is not going to kill you.
Thank you. I've been needing the support.
Yeah. I'm here to help. Once I go up 3 holes, then I can start giving some advice. I don't feel bad.
Got it.
Oh, little chanky.
Sensor error again.
It's feeling the pressure now. I like it.
I am feeling the pressure.
All right.
All right. At least it's your turn.
94 out of the rough. Downhill, wind is right to left. All right. So how'd you start playing golf? When did that happen? Where? Why?
I do not remember a time when I did not play golf.
Right.
I had lessons every Saturday growing up. I'd go with my dad and my oldest brother. My dad was a member of Sherwood Country Club.
Oh, sure. Up in Thousand Oaks.
Yes.
Nice.
So we'd go every weekend. So very lucky in that sense.
That's not a bad place to grow up playing at.
Yeah, I played in high school, and then in college, totally stopped.
Mm-hmm. Well, you went to Boston, so I
Right.
imagine that wouldn't it be for the purpose of playing golf?
No.
Let me leave Southern California and go to the Northeast.
But I did. I think it's hard. Like when you've played your whole life, there's a good amount of muscle memory. It's just like much easier to pick up later.
Mm-hmm.
And so Greg actually really got me back into golf.
Okay, so you've known Greg.
So Greg I knew through work.
Okay.
I'm
away here.
Okay. You can use that ball.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah. Greg I met through work. He and his brother and I would go golfing. We had a job where we were working 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Which was perfect for getting out and going to Rancho after work. So we started doing that, and then I was kind of like I think right when I picked it back up, I was like a 12 handicap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. I'm trying to think of the first time your name became apparent to me. Was it on one of the Palm Springs trips, or was it?
I did not go to Palm Springs, no.
Or no Road Warrior trip.
No.
TOC?
TOC.
Yes, that's what it was. Where I came, I was like, who is this guy playing at TOC? Because you were like a 12.
I was getting so many strokes.
You're getting tons, and you were
in the skins games. I hope Todd's not actually watching, because I would always make money in the skins.
Yes.
I think I made like $600 my first year.
That's what I remember seeing. Like, who is this guy getting 12 strokes? Because I remember watching. I don't think we'd actually like met, but I had seen you, and I'm like, this guy's not hitting the ball like a 12 handicap, and I've seen all the money he's winning. And I'm like, what's the story here?
Jesus. Well, I felt very confident that I could go out and birdie any hole.
Yeah.
The problem was I was going to double or triple a few as well.
A bunch of them, yeah.
Because of situations like this.
Yeah.
Like I would scull it over the green into the other bunker. And okay, I'm getting a hang of this sand shots now.
There you go. The other trick I have is getting people to keep trying to tell stories while they're playing, because you're not used to that. So that makes it easier for me to win when I.
Oh, okay, great, yeah.
So continue your story while you make this putt.
I will.
Yeah,
so I won a ton of money that first year in skins. And actually this year during COVID, I've cut my handicap in half. I was down to like a 9. And now at my low, been at like a 4.5.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a 4.7 right now, which
yeah.
I feel like that makes a lot more sense based on, the round that I played with you at Soul Park. I remember with Thor that time where all I remember was you holding out for eagle on 13 or 14.
Yeah. And I love that you were up there to see it, because you were like, it just hit and checked. And
I was standing right there.
And now I can visualize it.
The second you hit it, I'm going in my head like, that's going in the hole. Got it.
All right.
There you go. All right. One more.
So skins were great. And then we started the 4-ball just before COVID, right?
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah, right at the beginning of it.
Right at the beginning of it. And so I was, I think, in 8.6 or 8.7. I was getting all these strokes and literally have gone down about 4 points since then.
From the beginning of the 4-ball.
From the beginning of the 4-ball.
Yeah. So Greg's all annoyed that you...
to a certain extent. I mean, some of that is 4-ball rounds,
Yeah.
And I'd much rather have the low handicap than...
Exactly. You don't want the vanity.
Win, but yeah.
160 right to left.
But I did kind of screw myself. in that tournament specifically.
Yeah, that's the kind of double-edged sword. It's like you want to have the good rounds. I'd rather shoot below par just to know that I can do it, and whatever handicap happens. But you also, because you're playing, especially if you're playing with a partner.
Wow, good shot.
You don't want to be like, oh yeah, you came in with a partner who's getting 8 strokes and now I'm getting 3. Sorry.
Well, and in true fashion, Greg's handicap has gone up.
But he doesn't get to take advantage of that.
But he doesn't get to take advantage of it, exactly.
But you guys did make it to the finals. That's respectable.
We did.
And you did almost win 4 times.
70 of 72.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't feel bad at all about our performance. And we won the free tournament at Seoul Park last year.
Yep. Oh, that's
as
right.
a team.
Yep. I remember seeing
that.
So
we're reprising our role, defending our title this year.
I'm going to do my best to make sure that you guys don't repeat, but okay.
All right.
Little putting contest. So it's Greg's fault that you're tearing up the Rancho Park skins.
That's right. I mean, I've been playing 4 or 5 times a week since quarantine.
Which is nice that we at least can do that, because without golf, I'd be going absolutely insane. I'd be playing this every day for hours just to do something.
Yeah, I mean,
57-foot putt downhill 7 feet. This is a fun one. All right, if you get this inside of 10 feet, then good. You're figuring it out.
So you're telling me to lag it up there?
Well, I mean, just think about a big 10-foot circle, and it's downhill, so 50 footer. This might be the longest putt ever holed if you make it. Okay, it's taking the break. Side of 10.
Stop.
Yeah, that's a good putt.
Okay.
2 feet. All right, he's getting the judge of the distance down.
You said longest putt ever holed, and that got me going.
Dauber made a long one, and I can't remember how far it was, and Lee made a couple, but I don't know if they're 57 feet. That might be. All right, I got a 12-footer to win the hole here. Oh, I pushed it out to the right. Gift.
It looked like a gift. You look like you're trying to keep this interesting.
No, I was trying to make that. I have no mercy in me whatsoever. I invite people here specifically to embarrass them on the golf course. So this is something I've been getting people's thoughts on, and actually, while Lee is watching, I'd love to hear what his thoughts are. What do you make of Club Championship, and what do you think is a score that can win low gross Club Championship, given that we're playing on 3 different courses that we don't usually play at, of varying difficulties, with a whole bunch of like stacked 0 and +1 and +2 golfers in the A flight? So I'm very interested in how wide I hear, what Todd thinks versus what Thor thinks versus what Alex thinks. People are going to shoot. So curious.
Who's in? Who's the low? I just dropped out, so I'm out.
Okay, so your low guys, you have Alex.
I know Alex is playing.
You've got Todd, Lee Ross. I'm a 0 now, unfortunately.
I mean, if Alex, look.
Who else? You got Colby. You've got I don't know if Jordan Corrin or that guy Mahler is playing. I think he is, and he's like a +1. Todd Hedgenes is like a +1.
Nice drive. Hang on.
Yeah, that's kind of stay right. That's okay. There's a lot of
do you think people are going to come in under?
All right, so I'll give you
overall
my Cliff Notes thoughts. So Rustic Canyon is a course that we're playing from the blue tees instead of the black. If the conditions are good,
sure, then I think people are going to be under par there.
If conditions are good, meaning it's not super windy, which is the only bad condition you can get at Rustic.
Yeah.
I think somebody in the A flight's coming away 2 or 3 under par.
Yeah.
You get people play.
I thought it was 210 overall, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel a little more pressure. I think most of us do playing in the club championship, which affects people. But like Colby doesn't give a shit, and these guys like Alex who have played competitive golf their whole lives. Unfortunate.
It would be unfortunate if it was purely luck. Okay.
All right, so now you're.
So what do I have in there? 475 in. How far is it to that stake? 250?
250. Obviously, just to get to the fairway is 150. So I think aim right down the middle fairway.
Yeah.
Hit whatever you like. So my thought is Rustic is the gettable course of the first two between River Ridge and Rustic.
River Ridge can be unfair sometimes.
Yes. So there's a couple. So when I go back to Rustic, I think about, if I'm going into 16 at Rustic and I'm playing well at all, I'm a couple over par, I feel like I have a good chance. Yeah, that'll work. 16 is like a nightmare drive for me because you've got OB left and right. It's narrow. It's downhill. It just looks like if I miss this anywhere, the ball is going to be gone. So that's a tough one. From Rancho website, Rustic A-Flight Black Tees. We looked at that like 2 days ago and it said blue. So maybe they changed it. Maybe Thor was convinced. All right, go ahead.
I still think you can go.
Yeah, the black tees at Rustic really make a difference on the par fives. They go from being easily gettable in two to you have to hit a good drive and a good second to get there. The rest of the holes, it doesn't make a huge difference. But 14, 15, 16 at Rustic are kind of the bear trap of that course where you can get in trouble on all of them. Yeah, good shot. But I do think if you're on, we played Rustic the other day in a skins game, and I didn't play particularly well and shot 2 over. I had 1 double or I hit it out of bounds on a par 5, hit a couple birdies, a couple other bogeys, and that was basically it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's a couple of holes from the blacks at Rustic that are suddenly really, really tough, played totally differently.
Yeah.
But
overall, I
actually think it's still.
Yeah, I think the front 9 is really gettable.
Right.
If you're on at all, you can be 2-3 under on the front. Try to just make pars on the back. Finish the day 1 or 2 under. It's a pretty darn good start.
Right.
Go.
Is it 14 at Rustic where you're carrying?
Yeah, that's the one that's like...
That's the one that's going to play totally differently,
yeah,
right?
Because you have to, for me, I'm trying to hit it over the trees. That gives me the most room, but it's also if you hit it left at all, you can be totally gone. And if you hit it right, you can be too long and be up on the hill.
And depending on what the wind is doing, you might not even be able to.
Exactly. If the wind's into you and it's stiff, you're hitting a 200 and something yard second shot into that hole.
Right.
Yeah, River Ridge is interesting because I think it's one not a lot of people play. So the familiarity goes down. And it's similar to Rustic in that there's a bunch of holes that are pretty straightforward and then a handful that if you get in trouble, you're making doubles really easily. Good shot.
Yeah, the greens at River Ridge can feel unfair, I think. It's like I've had rounds there where the pins are in positions where it's not that bad.
Yep.
And then ones where it's like impossible to stop the ball next to the hole.
Yeah.
And it's like you make it or it's a probable 3-putt, right?
Yep. Yeah, I played River Ridge a couple summers ago. I think it was with John Simon, but it was the same weekend as the Oxnard City Championship, which they play on those courses. And the greens, they had it at 14 on the stimp, which was like Riviera on a good day, like just glass, lightning fast greens.
Mm-hmm.
And that was rough. But I've also played River Ridge where it's just totally normal greens, as far as speed and the wind is down. And, I've shot 1 or 2 over par without feeling like I did anything special.
Okay.
So River Ridge is kind of my wild card round out of those three because Robles is certainly the easiest course, but I think it's the one we play the least. And there's like 3 holes there where if you don't hit it in the right spot of the tee, you're screwed. But the rest of them are kind of whatever.
Yeah, I just don't think Los Robles is that tough.
Go. Oh, I thought I came up way short. I'll take that. It's a par, I think. Yeah, Lisa, you can carry the trees on 14 from the black tees. That's a good question. I can't remember the last time I played from the black
I don't think you
tees.
can. You said that, and I was like, I think you're a little confident.
Well, we played from the blues last weekend. There was no wind, and I hit it right over the middle of the trees, but I had, 50, 60 yards to spare.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember how much farther back the black tees are on that hole. Yeah, it's inside of 10. Inside of 5. Oh, no, you went in the water. I forgot about the water.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, if you have good wind and it's a hot day.
Yeah, if the wind's behind you there, you aim at the bunker left of the trees and you can...
Not from the blacks.
Well, I can't remember the last
far
time.
back.
Yeah, you could be right. We've been going on the assumption.
You go right of the trees, too far right, and you have, 220 in.
That's what I'm saying. If you're right of the trees, that second shot is uphill, usually into the wind, and it's 200 plus yards to a green that slopes like this, right to left, where you cannot hold it if you're, center left at all. No, it's 4 iron here. So that's, I don't know. Black tees definitely makes a little bit of a difference. The wind is the biggest X factor. But I think a lot of guys play rustic a lot because SCGA and skins games and tournaments always happen at rustic qualifiers. So like every SCGA thing are rustic. So people know the course. Oh, too much. I want to go a little right and have the wind bring it back. All right, this is where you can start making your comeback. I got my lead.
It's about time. Uh, 215. Okay. Set the 4 on it.
All right, I went right, you went left.
I'm down.
But yeah, Robles, I think, is going to be interesting playing on Sunday, seeing what the scores look like going into it. And because I think someone could go absolutely nuts there and shoot a bunch under, or the leader, whoever's leading that tournament, could shoot a bunch over if they're not comfortable.
So you think it's going to be pretty much anybody's game?
Yeah, but I'm trying to pick what the score, like what the actual gross score after 3 days is going to actually win the tournament. And I think somewhere close to even par. Maybe, even 1 or 2 over, somewhere in that ballpark. Todd was thinking like +5, and I think that's too much. I think someone's going to shoot under par one of those days, even par another day, and then maybe a couple over on the third. That's just my guess. Lee's asking Harry, who's the best regular guy celeb at Sherwood?
Who's the best regular guy celeb at Sherwood? Kenny G.
Oh, there you go.
He's pretty sick, and he's there like all day, every day.
Nice.
Although I think he has a setup like this in his basement too.
I would imagine.
But he's always got some new tip, some new thing that he's working on. Who else? Will Smith is a member, although he's very rarely there.
Is Timberlake a member up there?
Yes.
I know he's a member at Lake.
Story of Justin Timberlake.
All right.
There's can't remember the number now because it's been a year since I've played there. Par 3, all water, to a green with a mountain behind it at Sherwood. And my dad and I are playing. Justin Timberlake's behind us. And he's like off the last green because we're waiting for the green to clear. So he comes up, and I literally start feeling like
the nervousness of
I think I was like
superstars.
Yeah, I'm like
close.
14 at the time.
Yeah.
Just shank it off the mountain in the right, bounces into the water, and I'm like so dejected and turn back. And Justin Timberlake looks at me and goes, "Did that go in the hole?" And I kid you not, my dad and I walk up and like
Pretend to
pull it up, like totally saved my pride.
That's awesome.
64 feet, not yards.
Feet. Yep. No, we are normally the Muni course players for sure. Nice, good chip.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to Lakeside a couple times for like invites or charity tournaments, whatever, and I've seen Timberlake there a couple times just hanging out, not actually playing. Like he just finished or something. We were in the bar. But what's his name? Richard Karn, the guy that was the co-star on Home Improvement with Tim Allen. He's there every time I've ever been there. Always on the driving range. He's always just hanging out, talking to everybody. Like, just super nice dude.
Just a staple at the range.
The staple at Lakeside, just every day. And like, I've talked to other members, and he's like, "Yep, Rich is here every day, like clockwork. Spends 4 hours a day here, whether he's playing or not." Oh, that's way.
That sounds like a pretty good life.
Yeah, I would be okay with that, being a celebrity who like is sort of past his prime, who just hangs out at the golf course and plays.
Really, anybody past their prime who just hangs out at the golf course and plays?
Yeah.
If you got a nice country club membership, that works.
Exactly. All right. What do we got here? Got a little bit of
so what are we, through 8? I'm 8 down?
Not
through 7.
Not quite that bad. Where are we at? Yeah, so... All right, so I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5.
Okay.
So I got my built-in lead knocked down. So now we're just back to all square, and you still got a couple pops to use here.
Okay.
All right, 282 is close to the end of the fairway.
I'm pretty well known for bipolar rounds. Like 46-36 is not an uncommon score for me.
Totally normal, yeah.
Yeah. I think actually at Soul Park I had one of those with you guys. It was like 2 under in the last few holes. I was trying to break 80 pretty hard.
Nah, that is too much to the right. Get lucky. Yeah, that's playable. Playable. I'm trying to give you a window here. I'm just waiting for the flash of. Wait a minute, I can't lose.
Where'd that tee go?
There's a couple out on the grass somewhere.
No, it's just when you hold the ball 100 feet to the left. Tee goes that way too.
Nice. I played golf in Denver once, and I can't remember what the heck the name of the golf course was, but it was some muni right in the middle of the city. Nice, good shot. That'll kick back in.
Okay.
Who's away? You're 152. Yeah. All right.
It's me, 152 in.
So you get pin is tucked on the left front. You got wind going pretty good left to right and a little behind.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right. Just east of downtown Denver. That's whatever that one is. I'm pretty sure is the one that I played. Just on a quick trip to Denver.
Go to Denver a lot?
My girlfriend's brother lives there.
Okay.
So we've gone a couple times since he moved there from North Carolina a few years ago. I say a few, it's been probably 5 now. But I was looking, he was telling us that it snowed in Denver. Oh my God, nice shot.
Thank you.
Like yesterday or 2 days ago, and it's supposed to be 90 degrees there like 2 days from now. So it went from like 30 degrees in snow to 90 degrees in the span of the same week, which seems insane.
Yeah, something the opposite of that happened somewhere too.
I know Wyoming had some like crazy snowstorm, and it's supposed to be like back in the 80s.
Someone I work with, we since going remote have like embraced the remote workforce and now employees all over the place. And we realistically just should have been remote forever anyways.
Right. It's just silly to have an office.
Yeah, exactly. And we have this office in Beverly Hills that's like the kind of office they use to attract tech people, and it's just a huge waste of money because nobody actually wants to be there.
Yep. I know exactly.
He's one of our new employees, I think I thought it was Denver, but maybe it's not, but they did the exact opposite. It was like 100 degrees and then down to
it's exactly
snow the next day.
All right, we got to putt off.
All right.
You're 10 feet.
So
you're 10 feet 2 inches, and I'm 10
so
feet
close to
0
needing to putt.
Yeah, so you're saying it was Tuesday, it snowed here and in Wyoming in the 80s on the weekend. That's crazy. All right, just hit a nice little smooth, less than 10-foot putt.
Stop.
Too much.
So if you hit it, so how realistic is this at like your dead center cup but going 15 feet too fast? Are you going to be making that, or is it bouncing off?
It'll bounce out or lip out hard, yeah. Yeah, we went through the same thing at my company. We've got an office in Beverly Hills that I tried to talk our CEO out of getting 3.5, 4 years ago in the first place. And now since COVID, we've been 100% work from home. And he's like, oh, we probably don't need these offices or having all these people come in every day. I'm like, no, I've been telling you that for a couple of years now. So whenever the things go back to normal, we're going to, before that, hopefully get out of our office lease and figure out what the next plan is.
I think that's what we're trying to do too, is get out of the lease, but I don't know why anybody would do that.
That's the problem, is like the landlord has no incentive whatsoever to let you out because they can't refill it with somebody else.
Right.
If it was 2 years ago and the rents were going up, they'd be like, sure, get out. We'll have someone else come in for more money.
Yeah.
But that's not happening now. So we are figuring that out. But what industry are you in for work? What do you do?
Tech, mobile gaming.
Mobile gaming.
Yeah, so right now I'm working for a company called Lucky Day.
Okay.
Which is sweet. Well, it's interesting because we're kind of pivoting right now. So historically, we've been sweepstakes. It's like games you play. Free to play. You can win real money.
Right.
And the truth is that helps a lot with user acquisition.
Okay.
Which is one of the teams I manage. So we acquire a lot of users, and then I also manage the team that does monetization in the app. We're trying to make more money than we spend.
Sure. Makes sense.
So just using a funnel and paying people to play your game certainly helps with user acquisition. We are kind of pivoting though into much more entertaining gameplay, much less focus on the sweepstakes.
Right.
Because companies like Facebook and Google and Apple hate us.
Right.
Because it comes across kind of scammy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of competitors out there who don't pay out anything to their users.
Right. They're just trying to hook you in and.
Right.
Yeah.
Get right.
I think you're gonna. Ooh. Come on, get right. Oh, big hop. That's nice.
All right.
That's nice.
But before Lucky Day, I was at a company called Scopely, and they have Wheel of Fortune and Scrabble and Dice with Buddies and The Walking Dead and Looney Tunes and a bunch of major mobile games. doing very similar stuff. But I've always worked at tech startups,
Mm-hmm.
started in web and then switched to gaming maybe 4 years ago at this point. Yeah.
Come on. God.
But it's fun. It's a lot of young people who really like video games, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's my, my, when I'm not doing this or actually working, I'm generally got my crew of friends from all over the place that we get together by playing video games and online with each other while we're in Discord talking crap and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So that's I mean, it's kind of why I had the idea to do this, is it's a nice mix between basically video games and golf, which are my two sort of hobbies.
Right. So what video games do you play?
We play a lot of PUBG, if you're familiar with that one.
Familiar.
Oh, good shot.
Sit down.
A lot of our crew plays a lot of Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare
Right.
game, which I play a bunch, but it's not as engrossing to me as the PUBG, which is a little more realistic shooter kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And then I play, the online sports games. We used to play a ton of FIFA and Madden, but that's kind of gone to the wayside. The new
Call of
PGA,
Duty came out with a mobile game not that long ago.
I just saw that they made some announcement not too long ago. 78 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, mobile games are the one thing that I haven't been able to get into because I'm afraid I'm going to get like really sucked into it. 'Cause I've had like the random, time waster clicker games and whatever that you get into and you're like, oh, I'm going to keep doing this. And then you realize like, wow, I just spent the last half an hour and I don't know what the heck I was doing.
So those are like my favorite kind of phone games, actually.
Yeah.
Although I was just saying, I played a lot of Golf Clash.
Yep.
Which is really kind of based on all the mechanics of Clash of Clans, but a golf focus. So you're playing against people in a competitive environment. And it's a lot like this. You're looking at just the numbers or whatever and then pulling the ball back and trying to make it go. So like no correlation to the skills you actually use in golf, but
right. But that's the theme of it, and it's interesting enough to keep you.
Yeah, exactly. And gaming is one of the few industries.
I like that distance on that. Wow, I can't believe it. That's short.
Where I feel like you can scale something so fast.
Yeah.
So you can have a company. When I started it, actually, I don't know how much of these numbers I'm allowed to actually share.
Yeah, you don't need to break any.
Lucky day when I started was 4 people sitting around a table in a room downtown, and like within months, we had millions of users in the application, and up to like 40 employees in a place in Beverly Hills. Just like everything changed so fast
overnight. Yeah,
you hit that. You like set up the funnel and get it functioning properly. Where you're like, okay, I'm spending $1 acquiring a user and making 3 right now, and you get into this mode of like, how can I possibly spend every penny on the planet?
Right, just to accelerate.
Just to keep it going. And it just blows up because there's infinite scale available, It's just eyeballs.
All right, we're through 9. We're going to take a 60-second break, guys. We will be right back. All right, we are back. Where are we at here? So I'm up 5 after 9. Harry won the last hole. He's got the tee box
For once.
for once.
Try to keep that going. Where am I aiming? Down the middle. Went left. Okay.
So Starman, what are your thoughts on what's going on with the USPS lately? If you're still with us, we got one of my online buddies here just noted he works at USPS.
Stop right there.
I
No
feel like that's
backspin.
probably a common sentiment amongst your fellow coworkers. Yo, Alex checking in. All right, so you got Alex rooting for you now.
You might not be if you heard the conversation earlier.
I know.
I was talking a lot of shit.
He was. It was pretty hardcore too. All right.
I was just telling him, Alex, how you lost your Tesla to me the first round, but I didn't make you pay up.
Yeah, Harry really likes the smooth drive in that thing, especially since he didn't have to pay for it. All right, to the right side. Now they're making fun of my swing. Come on. Yeah, Harry's swing looks beautiful, but
The results,
man.
Yeah. That's why Todd Wade gives me so much crap in skins games, actually, because he sees me swing.
Right. He's like, you should
And
be
he's
a
like, this guy shouldn't be getting any strokes.
scratch golfer. Yeah.
And then I played with him a few times, and he saw me, 3 and 4 putt here and there, and realized.
Well, I think I feel like I remember the first time I saw you hit a ball was probably up at Ojai last year, and I remember, I must have been with Thor, and I'm like, "Who's this guy?" He's like, "Oh, it's Harry, like a 12 handicap." And I watch you hit a drive. I'm like, "No way!" He's like, "Yeah, just he's got a
Just
legit
wait.
handicap. Just wait."
It comes and goes. The 12 is still in there somewhere. Right there. That's where it is.
Yeah, that's the difference right there between a 8 handicap and a scratch. So those little
Scratch golfer hits the ball straight.
Yeah, pretty much straight and long usually. I'm in the junk. I have no idea. One nice thing is I can look on top of the ball and see a little bit. Do I want to go out to all the way down the right here? No, that doesn't really help me. I got to go through this gap right here. That's 122.
Does it give you any indication of how tall those trees are, or if you hit something through where it looks like they are on the screen?
It should do that, yeah. And this is a par 5, so I've got my thing lined up. I want to move it just right there. And if I hit it anything less than 150, it should stay in. So I'm thinking here, I'm going to hit a 7-iron, sort of knockdown punch, keep it low, just like I would in real life.
But it is true. I look at a golfer like you, and I'm like, how is this guy scoring better than me?
It's a common thought process. Except oh no, what?
All right.
How did that go that far?
I can live with that.
I might be away still. I know I'm 1 yard closer.
So how old were you when you started playing?
28. It was almost exactly 10 years ago.
That's much older than I thought you were going to say.
Yeah. I grew up playing lots of baseball and basketball. My father, he got hooked on golf when he was in his 30s when I was really young and tried desperately to get me to play. He's like, "Oh, you'll love this, come play." And I was like, "Nope, I don't think so. That looked boring." So I resisted. And then finally, obviously, long after moving to LA, I had a friend of mine that dragged me out to Los Feliz to the par 3.
Okay.
And from then on, I was totally hooked.
Would have gone a lot further.
Yeah, the rough is questionable because sometimes it's thicker than you can see on the screen. So let's see if I can learn anything from your shot. But yeah, I started playing when I was 28, but I was the guy that was like, I'm going to Rancho to the driving range 5 days a week and then playing Saturday and Sunday for years. And I learned how to play from watching YouTube videos.
So you didn't take lessons?
No lessons until I was probably like a 12 handicap. I went from, no golf at all to 12 handicap in probably like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, all right, I got to get some actual lessons, and did probably like three years of pretty consistent, a couple times a month lessons. Oof, didn't quite learn. And that's when I really went from a 12 to like a 4 or 5 handicap. And then the rest has just been practicing on my own and playing more actual competitive golf and Rancho tournaments and stuff. And that's it. I hovered around I was like a 3, 4, 5 for years and years and years. And it's been just recently that my handicap has gone down from a 3 to a 0.
So what was the difference? What'd you do?
That's a good question. I went through a period at the beginning of last year, so the beginning of 2019, where, my normal thought process or my normal swing is kind of a big high cut with basically every club, but especially the driver. Nice shot.
Getting closer.
Oh, you're just getting killed by these just outside of 10 footers. But I've hit a big high cut my whole my golfing career or whatever. And for some reason, beginning of 2019, my swing, I lost it. I forgot how to hit a ball. So I started hitting these huge hooks and big high draws and stuff that when it was working, it was fine, but I didn't like the feeling of it at all. And I went 6 months where I couldn't do anything but hit a draw, and it sucked. So I finally but I was kind of dejected, and I was like, I'm really sick of hitting these stupid hooks and not knowing where the ball's going. Come on. Right. So I went to the Masters last year, and I sat on the driving range for an hour, just watched Tiger, Dustin, and Rory, and Phil just hitting balls. And something in my brain clicked really from watching the tempo, just how slow it looks like these guys do everything. And then obviously the result, but they're just every time. So I just went home with that thought in my head, just slow everything down. And for whatever reason, I came back and just started hitting my fade again and hitting the ball where I wanted it to. And that just sort of I took it from there with the confidence from that. And the game got way better.
So I can relate that.
I lipped out.
So I've played a draw for the last 15 years or whatever. Since I was consciously making decisions about, I don't need a glove for this.
This is a putt to win the hole, by the way, no pressure.
Okay. And have had a couple of moments where all of a sudden I just can't stop either having to slice or fade for 10 rounds, right?
Yeah.
And I have to then go figure it out on the range before I finally, it takes a lot for me to go to a range. I'd rather just play.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Nowadays, I used to love the range. Now I'm do I have to? I'd rather go, play 5 holes of real golf somewhere else.
Oh, no.
So.
And when you have that big change, right? I'm always setting up, intending to hit a draw. And expecting the ball to come left. So I'm aiming at the right side of the green.
Like you're supposed to, yeah.
And then you hit this fade or slice, and it just becomes detrimental.
Yes.
That's and mentally to try and hit a draw, because my miss is a snap hook.
Right.
You're trying to do the opposite.
Exaggerating when you miss it when you're trying to. Yeah. That was my whole thought process for that 6 9 month period where I was hitting the draw, is that I know I'm going to hit a draw because I can't hit anything else, but I can't get myself to aim far enough out to the right, because I know if my miss now is a huge snap hook or it's a block that's going to go more right, and there's no
Right.
good result from that. But when I'm playing well and I know I'm going to hit my fade, I have no problem aiming down the left side of the fairway, or Rancho number 1 tee.
Yes.
I'm aiming at the fence on the left, knowing I'm not going to pull the ball. I'm going to hit a fade. It's going to come back.
Right.
And I never felt that way with a draw.
Stay there.
Cart path? A little extra? Oh no, not too much extra. All right, that's okay.
There. Okay.
But I watch guys like Luke Morel or Alex, hitting these just towering monster draws. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that looks fun too. I wish I could do that. But I like being in a place where I know I can go left as hard as I want, and I'm not going to go left. If I
Right.
come back, and then if I need to hit a draw, I can, make it happen. But for a long time, it was like I'm like open, like 10 degrees open. I got the face open. I'm trying to just go over the top, and I'm still hitting draws. And I'm like, this is just
Yeah.
nightmare. That is super flippy. My hands are so far behind right now. It'll play, but it feels funky.
Probably in a better spot than me, actually.
I might be away. I think I'm away based on this angle. Yeah. No.
That's
5 yards. All right. 66.
out of standard rough.
Yeah. Lee Rostos just hit it in the fairway because it's easy. Easy for guys like you to just hit it in the fairway.
Where's the pin? Front of the green?
Front of the green. Yeah. Just a touch left of center.
Okay. I'm actually going to hit a 190. Shots.
Oh, it looks like on a good line. Sit down.
Stop.
Oh, good shot.
Okay.
All right, he's putting up some better swings. I got to actually focus here. All right, where am I at? 160 out of the rough, to the water. Winds right to left. What's the best golf course you played?
The best golf
Or
course I've
your
played.
opinion, the one you like the most, or if you money with no object, where it is doesn't matter. You would go back every time.
There's a couple ways to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you the option. I just got back, actually. So the very beginning of COVID, went to Bandon Dunes
Okay,
and just never wanted to leave.
that's pretty common.
Yeah.
Sentiment there.
We played twice a day. Get in the water. Night.
I was trying to get so cute with that. Hit a low draw. I wasn't thinking about the rough. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, played 36 holes a day for 5 days straight. And like by the end of it, had blisters everywhere.
Thanks, whoever did that.
Felt pretty dead, but 100% would have stayed and kept playing. It's just incredible.
Right.
But it's a very expensive trip.
Yep.
Where else? I went to in Northern California. There's a course that is an Alistair McKenzie course.
Oh, I turned it over too much.
That's also amazing.
Lee Ross will tell us in a minute. He's our resident researcher.
Okay.
Alistair McKenzie, Northern California.
Um,
Sure, he's on it. Give him a second to. All right, I'm still away. I'm hitting my 5th shot.
oh,
here.
you're still away. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm on the green. Keep stepping up and putting.
Yeah,
the
you're on the
golf
green
Like
and didn't go in the water. Things are looking good on this hole. All right, I got to hold this out just to even put any pressure on.
I stroke here, by the way.
Oh, don't tell me that now. Yeah. All right, that's a bogey. Don't blow it here.
I'll try.
Cypress Point or Pasatiempo?
Pasatiempo.
There you go. See, I told you.
Yes. And it was just amazing. I haven't been back, but I want to go just for that. We played during, what was the last major tournament at Pebble?
Oh, the Pro-Am that plays there?
No.
Or the...
this was like a year ago.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll still get some research.
Yeah, Lee Ross is seconding. Very cool course. Heard good things.
19 feet, down 9 inches. Just going to hit it like it's 10. Stop right there, please. Oh, no.
Oh. Well, the good news is you have 2 more putts to win the hole.
Okay.
That bad news is that was an eagle putt that you just hit 12 feet past the hole. Oh, no, maybe that was a birdie putt. I made a double. I thought I made a bogey.
Okay, so softer.
All you needed.
10 feet.
There
we go.
I was going to say, you can just literally hit the 6 feet and
barely,
okay,
yeah.
it's inside. All right, good hole. All right, down to 4. Lead is 4, 12th hole. Looks like a little dog leg left to right. We got some bunkers on the right in the corner. It's a long one, maybe par 5? Ooh, 420, par 4.
Okay.
Wind is behind us, going a little left to right, so all helpful.
I would say, though, in LA, I think the best public course is Rustic.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Rustic for best public course. My favorite course that I've played that I'll go back to every time is Riv, just because it's such a just pure golf course.
Blah, blah, blah. Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Elitist.
I'm not a member. I've been, a dozen times through guests and people.
I've played. I know.
I've played. I know
somebody. You're in the in crowd.
I didn't grow up playing Sherwood. I got to go to Riv a couple times. But yeah, I played with a buddy that's a member there, on Tuesday after the PGA Tour plays there, where they leave all the pins in the Sunday spots and the greens are ridiculously fast. And that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those courses where if you're playing well, you can play well there because there's no like out of bounds or water. But if you're not playing well, it's going to eat you up and you're going to just be angry about it because there's no out of bounds and there's no water. I shouldn't be making triple bogey.
Right.
All right. Give me some more wind. Come on.
I'm excited. There's a major tournament coming back to Sherwood. Not a major tournament, just a PGA
tournament. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tiger used to have his thing there every year.
Right. So that was maybe the most fun thing about being a member is going to the Tiger Woods tournament every year.
Yeah, the only time I've ever been to Sherwood was to watch Tiger's tournament a couple years ago when they used to have it there. And the golf course looks awesome, and somebody we know through Rancho has a connection there that I keep hearing says if I ever want to play, he'll take me out, but I don't know who that is exactly. So one of these days.
I was looking at it, and junior memberships there actually aren't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's kind of a pay-as-you-go until you're old enough to...
Right, until you're over
I think
40
overall
or
you end up paying more, but...
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
I'm trying to buy a house right now.
Yep.
And by that, I mean I'm like very passively looking. I like have Zillow.
Yep.
Because I'm happy with my situation. Right now, I'm renting a room from a friend in high school who has a 3-story house, paying $1,500 a month, and I'm like down the street from the beach.
Right.
It's fantastic.
You can't find too many deals like that.
Exactly.
In that area.
But because it's good for my financial future, I'm looking. And Westlake is not a bad place, especially if you save enough money on the house to get a membership at Sherwood and play every day. And now that we're working remote, hopefully eternally,
that
could be my life. I could be that guy on the range. I could be the guy from Home Improvement.
Yep, I've thought about the same kind of thing where it's like, where would I move to that's relatively nearby, but is by a course I would think of joining. And Lakeside is one if I wanted to move closer to Universal City or Burbank. Stuff further up north, Sherwood is definitely interesting.
Go.
Get up.
Oh.
Might have to pump the brakes on the comeback train. Yeah, my timeline for junior membership anywhere is rapidly expiring.
Yeah. How old are you, actually?
I will be 39 in a couple weeks.
I just turned 30. I'm going to say just turned until I'm 31.
You should. Or tell you're 35. Just I turned 30 not too long ago.
That's right.
Yeah, 3.5 years.
Bye.
I'll sit down.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the house thing 7 years ago, and that was the impetus to going to the Valley. It was just the only place I could afford to buy a house and actually have a yard for the dog and all that. So it worked out nicely because obviously, like everything else around LA, the value's gone up. But I do not miss living in an apartment.
I really want a dog, but need the yard.
You need to have the space. Oh, did you do it? All right, that's a gimme. So I got to make. You're in 5. So I have 2 putts. 2 putts to go back up 5. I like it. 15 feet. There we go.
Doesn't even need it.
Doesn't even need it. Just want a big lead so I can double bogey the last 4 holes and not have to post a even par. These are all official rounds, so 4 will definitely whack you if you don't post.
Yeah. Oh, is it a C competition round or?
Yeah, this is just a standard away round.
Okay. Pretty sure it's home for you.
Harry, I think there's a par 3 course next to Sherwood. Yeah,
it's part
of that little Westlake community. I have played that. I played the par 3.
Part of Sherwood.
Yes, but it's not officially anymore, or maybe it is.
So I always remember when that transition happened. Actually, what happened is David Murdoch owned the course, built and owned it.
Yep.
Selling equity memberships, and the members took it over at some point, and I think he maintained ownership of the par 3 or something like that.
That sounds
be confusing a bunch of stuff, but
sounds right.
I was young at the time.
Yeah, in between when I worked at
3 course is beautiful though.
Yes, in between working at Netflix and my current job, I was doing some consulting and I was doing work with a filmmaker who lives up in that Westlake Village community that's attached to the par 3 course. So he invited me up. We played the par 3 course 6 or 7 times, but he's like, "Yeah, sorry, I can't get you on Sherwood, but we can play the par 3 course." So that was fun.
That par 3 course is where I had my first and only hole-in-1.
Ah. How did that what's the play-by-play on the hole-in-1?
Playing with my dad. There's a longer hole. I think it was like 175 yards, which at the time for me was a 5-iron.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in my life that happened in Sherwood, I assume I was 14 years old. So it's about 14 years old.
And all the memory is just 14.
Healy, so short, but okay.
Yeah, you're right down the middle. That's good.
Well,
look at that. 280 heel, not bad.
Yeah. Should see when I hit the center of the club face.
Like Alex, like, oh, I missed that one. It's like, 320.
So 175 yards out, downhill.
5-iron.
Just this beautiful, wonderful swing with my dad watching, he's been coaching me for years, that hits right about the equator of the ball, line drive straight into the pin, and we go down there, and I'm like assuming it's lost,
Right.
so I'm gonna have to drop one. It's over in the brush. They've got that sort of
Yeah.
low, disgusting brush out there, and we searched for like 5 minutes. I think I dropped one, chip it up, and then walk up, and there's a ball in the cup. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's always it's not a fear, but it's like if I, make a hole in one, I don't want it to be one where I had no idea I did it.
Get up.
All right, I'll agree.
I've had a lot of hole outs.
Yep.
Which again, you witnessed one. I've had, even in the last like 3 months, I've had two. But only one legitimate hole in one.
Yeah, I have one.
I've been witness to a number.
I have one legit hole in one. I've seen probably 10 of them.
Right.
I saw two in the same day at Rancho. The group behind us. So I think I was playing, I think John Simon and I were just playing a regular twilight round or something on a Thursday a couple summers ago. And there's a group of 60 to 70-year-old guys behind us. And it's Rancho and it's slow. So we're hitting on the par three and waving up.
Right.
So we're on the third hole and we are waving the guys up behind us. The last guy to go in the group hits his shot. Oh no. I gotta actually focus here. Hits his shot. It's going out to the right on three. He just immediately turns around to go to his cart, put his thing away. The ball bounces in the rough once, onto the green once, rolls, goes in the hole. He has no idea. We're going. He's like, what? The ball's in the hole, and he drives up, goes to the hole, picks his ball up, and then just goes sits in his car. No
That's
emotion.
it.
Just okay. It's all right, made a hole in one.
It's finally this happened.
So now we're on 8, and same thing. We hit onto the green. We wave these guys up. Same group, but different guy.
Okay. Same guy would be insane.
Oh, same guy would be insane. Bunts his 3-wood or whatever up. It lands short, takes a huge hop, hits the front of the green, rolls to the middle, goes in. Same thing. The guy had already walked to his car, wasn't watching, and we're like, "You just made a hole in one." And the guy, different guy, walks up and is like, "Oh, thanks." Takes the ball out.
Who are these people that it's just so common?
We're like, you guys just both made hole in ones in the same day and back-to-back par threes and had no emotion whatsoever. What is going on?
You said you start strong.
I did say that.
Yeah, I have a fantasy of getting a hole in one or holing out or something insane and just walking up and being kind of pissed off. I haven't had a single hole in one all day. This is finally.
Jesus, it's been 8 holes and I haven't holed out yet. What the hell?
Yeah. But I've never been able to execute. I'm always jumping up and down before I remember that I have a plan.
Oh, sure too. God, I got to get the ball in the damn hole. Yeah, what would have been my best story that didn't quite happen is at Riviera on my birthday. My buddy, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, had called me in the morning. Be like, "Hey, what are you doing for your birthday?" And I'm like, probably going to work at the time. He's like, come to Riv. If you can get to Riv in an hour, let's go play. On me. I'm like, okay. So we're on the 4th hole. Oh, this is me. Shit.
Oh.
We're on the 4th hole at Riv, which is the 240-yard par 3.
Right.
The pin is all the way back left, but you can just see the flag over the bunker. You can't see the hole. And it's a little downhill, a little downwind. So I hit a hybrid, and the second I hit it, my buddy's standing behind me like, how'd you hit that? I'm like, I hit that pretty good. He's like, it's going to be real close. So we go down there. I mean, you see it just going at the flag. We go down there. The hole is here.
Mm-hmm.
The pitch mark is here. The ball is here.
So, how did it even wind its way around?
He's like, how did it not hit the pin? Or maybe it didn't, just soft enough that somehow it ended up on the other side. But he's like, that would have been a nice story on your birthday on the 4th hole at Riv to have a hole in one. But now I have that story instead.
Which is almost as good.
Yeah. I hit a good shot.
Pot.
Thanks. On that same day, he almost killed Johnny Mathis, who I don't know if you're old enough to know who Johnny Mathis is.
I'm old enough to know the name.
But he was... Yeah, you're already in.
Great. So I won that one.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
So Johnny Mathis he's got to be in his late 80s at this point, but he's like was like a super famous kind of poppy singer in the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
I don't even know.
I'm starting to get all the cultural references I've heard over the years.
But he's a member at Riv. Him and his buddies play every day. They're all in their 80s or whatever, so it's just cool to watch these guys go around. They play all four of them in like 2.5 hours. Like they're just like boom, 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 let's go. There's no practice swings. There's no waiting around. There's no honors. It's like let's just get through this as quick as possible because we're too for the shit. So we get to the ninth hole. Johnny's group is behind us, and they kind of wave up.
You're on a first name basis now.
Yeah, us and Johnny are having a conversation at the turn. But my buddy Jay is like, yeah, let's let them go ahead of us because they'll be gone before we even know it.
Right.
We all tee off on 9. They hit their second shots. Now Johnny is somewhere between like the bunkers and the green.
Okay.
And my buddy had hit like a bad drive, so he's short. So like, I'm laying up. I'm pretty sure Johnny is out of my range, so I'm gonna lay up while he's hitting his wedge into the green. And he hits a shot that he like nukes, and it literally. So Johnny's here taking his practice swing, and Jay's ball goes over his head by about 2 inches and lands right in front of him. And Johnny just turns around and smiles and waves like, "Oh, good." And Jay's like, "I almost just murdered a legend." I don't think if I hit that 85-year-old man in the head with a golf ball, he would be doing too well.
Right.
So like that would have been a story.
Have you been hit before?
I have. That's the first middle of the club face drive I've hit today.
It sounded like a middle club face drive.
All right, take that.
So what are you, 291? All right.
There we go. So Johnny's wiki says he's still alive and he's had 9 holes in 1. That sounds about right for playing golf every day.
If I had a wiki, it would say I had 9 holes in 1 too.
Yeah, I don't know how many people are editing Johnny Mathis's Wikipedia article. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, it's drifting a little left.
Stay out of the sand.
Ooh, bummer.
It's in the sand. Okay.
You're asking if I've been hit by a ball.
Yeah.
So years ago, when I first started playing golf, I was dating somebody different who was also learning how to play while I was learning how to play. So we were at DeBell in Burbank.
Okay. I've never played there, but I've heard about it.
It's an interesting course. I would recommend going there once just so you can say you have.
Because I've heard bad things.
It's one of those courses that you have to see it because it is interesting because it's very different. It's up on the mountain. It's really short. The conditions can be anywhere from pretty darn good to really, really bad. Oh, sure.
I think sand just took more.
But it's got a lot of Mickey Mouse holes where it's like it's a 270-yard par 4, but you can't. There's no way to go to the green. You have to hit like a 7-iron, 7-iron. Like it's a 90-degry hook around a mountain with trees on it, and there's nothing you can do.
That's kind of what I've heard.
And the greens are tiny. Like every green is tiny, tiny, tiny. But anyway, so we're standing on, I want to say the 14th or 15th tee box, and she has her driver teed up to hit, and she does kind of one of the like just barely taps the ball off of the toe and like knocks it over here 20 yards to the right. So I'm behind. I go pick her ball up while she's re-teeing. So I pick the ball up and I turn around to her to go give her the ball. She's already swinging the next shot and fires one right here. It bounces off of my wrist bone into the right testicle.
Oh, at least you had some wrist bone.
The wrist bone deflection saved me for sure because it had a good bit of speed on it, and I went down to the ground.
Were you having an argument that day?
No, not until that point. And then we broke up. But that was, and my other buddy who was with us was hysterically laughing. Oh, that's left.
God, thank God. Hated you to miss that.
That was deep too.
Wait, you're 4 up right now?
Yeah.
And
We're on.
including this, we have 5.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're on 14. Yeah.
Okay. I have 80 feet.
Hmm.
Yeah, that just sounds horrific. Honestly,
It was not fun. I was very lucky that it wasn't worse than it was, but we had some conversation about, hey, maybe when someone's standing right in front of you, where you just shanked a shot to, let's hold off a minute before we swing again.
You were being helpful.
I was trying to be nice.
Sit down. Probably have to sink a putt.
All right, I gotta get down here.
I've been hit a few times.
Any good ones?
No testicle shots.
They're already off to a better
thankfully.
start.
Mostly all between my collarbone and waist. So usually someone shanks it or it's a line drive and it's like, this high off the ground. And
I got hit in the calf once with like a line drive, kind of low shank that I was at Encino or Balboa, one of the two, like standing on a green.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden the ball just comes flying, takes one skip off the ground and right in the back of my leg. And it was obviously someone on a different hole who just really shanked one, not hit up on us from our hole.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a bit of a shock when I'm just standing there and all of a sudden it's just like into the back of the leg.
Not enough.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Dude, he's slipping away.
I think that's the opportunity. It's gone.
Yeah, I think so.
Of course, the opportunity to press.
That does still exist. We didn't even discuss that. Lee Ross, after that story, said, "Now Colleen has your other testicle." Very funny. Very funny. I think it got warmer in here the last couple minutes. All right, 178. So we're on 15, 16. So I think the match is officially over.
It is. We got 4 to play. So
5. So you want to do a little press here?
I do.
Just a new match for the last 4 holes here?
Let's go double or nothing.
Okay.
On what I've lost so far.
All right. So you come back and win. It's nothing. You don't. It's double.
Yes.
All right. 78. I think that's smart because I have not been hitting the ball particularly well the last handful of holes.
It's true that I'm a much better gambler than I am golfer.
You're like Thor. Thor's a phenomenal gambler and a okay golfer.
Very strong grip.
Oh, Thor, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Catch a piece. Catch a piece.
Okay. That helped.
Good start. Good start.
I think. Okay, so 170.
Yeah, we are now in the bear trap. 15, 16, 17. I mean, notorious.
This.
Oh, I didn't see that wind being as stiff as it was out to the right. That's why I missed it over there.
Okay.
All right, you put one on the green and you are in the driver's seat on the first hole of the press. No pressure. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
How's mine water?
I'm in the water too, right? We're both in the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aren't you like just in the reeds?
I don't know. Well, I guess we're going to find out soon enough.
Okay, so now I'm 168 from the rough.
From the rough.
Oh, what a disaster. Right when there's an opening.
That's why they call it the bear trap.
Is it?
Yeah, this is like the hardest 3 stretch of holes, obviously on this golf course, but arguably that the PGA Tour plays. Oh no! That was the rough getting you right there, I think. Now where does it put you? Same spot. Tin cupping it. Give me the 7-iron.
I'm gonna take the same club and swing harder.
I think that's
actually
right
how
play.
most good golfers think.
Oh, it didn't pick that one up.
Too fast.
You hit it too
fast.
hard. Alex had a couple of those. It's like, oh, your swing speed is too great for the machine to calculate.
Okay. We're gonna just check the hole off that one.
Sure, we'll take a look.
Short too, isn't it?
Oh, I don't mean to laugh in a mean way, but that's
It's all right.
unfortunate.
All right, we'll try switching clubs.
The one thing that's
Because I can only bear so much.
I think there's a setting I need to change that lets you like actually move it like yeah, there's that, but drop it, go back farther and drop it.
Okay.
But it's set right now to just drop at the closest point, which is oh my.
See, I went from a 5-iron to a 4-iron.
And went from short to just nuking it over. Here, hit a come here. Where's my try that again.
All right.
Do the 4.5 iron.
The 4.5 iron. That's me swinging hard with 5-iron. That's me. That's 4.5 iron.
We need a 3.5 iron or 5.5 iron.
Okay. Here we go.
I think Alex may have broken the simulator a little bit. This club head speed. Luke and Alex back to back.
Okay. That's gonna catch land. Please stay there.
All right, we're on a little adventure here.
Jeez.
Where am I? All right, so you're hitting from the
still
rough.
away.
Yeah.
I think something I like about golf on a golf course as opposed to the simulator is you have like a little bit of time to work out your emotions.
Yeah, so you don't just have to
between shots.
Yeah, you got to walk up
Like
and see
hit
if
that shot, and then you're like, ugh.
I don't understand how I'm supposed to be invested in whether anybody's Botwick is Hurst. What? Ollie, what are you even saying? English, please.
Hurst.
I think there's a bastardization of English going on here.
Okay.
He's been hit in the head by too many golf balls, so.
54 from the rough. Something.
Hirstute is a term for hairy. Look it up. Okay. We're getting an English lesson. Go in.
Now stop.
So where the heck is my ball?
I think you just stayed in the little.
Stayed in the reeds there.
Yeah.
So I didn't go in the water.
No.
That's unfortunate. Where? You're still away?
Jeez. I should have asked you to adjust the.
We're approaching the stroke limit.
The pin.
The aim, yeah.
Is there a stroke limit?
I don't know. It might be 12.
Has anybody hit the stroke limit?
I have in like practice on my own when I've just been messing around.
Okay.
So live on camera, I don't think we've seen a stroke limit.
Well, it's match play. You want to
Right.
be aggressive.
Exactly. I could hit 6 balls in the water from where I'm at. It's possible. Go in the hole. End the suffering. Nice putt. After all that, he makes a 40-footer. All right, that's a smooth 10.
Oh, not even close.
16 feet. Somehow didn't go in the water.
Just skull it over the green.
Don't make me putt. Come on. All right, 13 feet. Easy hole.
All right.
Easy hole, this bear trap. All right, up one on the press. All right. This hole.
We averaged 6.5 strokes on this hole. We got to do better.
All right, this is another one where we got a big dog leg, and you got basically a fairway that ends at, well, yeah, if you hit it right at all, I think this is 3-wood at those bunkers over there. I got to pull out the old Franken 3-wood that I haven't gotten fixed yet. Yeah, the shaft of the real shaft of my 3-wood is on the ground behind you. Because I was hitting some 3-woods in here. I took a swing and the head ended up here into the screen.
Oh no.
So this is on my old shaft. The grip I haven't replaced in like 6 years. That is kind of like Vaseline. It's gonna be fun. Oh, that'll work. I got to get this fixed before club championship, though. All right, 240.
So what did you do at Netflix?
I was in content acquisition. So I started
That makes a lot of sense.
doing content acquisition back in 2008, and this was DVD days. This is pre-streaming, where I was buying basically replenishment catalog for all the studios. So when we would like break too many Godfather discs and we needed more, I'd go to Universal and be like, hey, I need 10,000 more Godfather 1 discs, and here's what we'll pay for them. So I did that for a little while. Then I got onto the financial planning team and was doing just sort of ad hoc analysis for all of our deals and streaming and all that kind of stuff. And then I moved back into content acquisition for the last 5 years I was there.
Okay.
So negotiating deals for content, basically.
Yeah. Which Netflix does a lot of.
They do, yeah.
So I want to hit this basically 270 straight.
Yep. You are aimed right down the middle. Under it a little bit. You said 170 straight, right?
Felt pretty solid to me.
It seemed a little high, but it seemed like it was not quite that high.
Okay.
You know what?
Now we're at 236 in.
Hit that shot again. Because
I'm fine playing that ball.
No, but I do agree with you that I'm looking at the
glitchy.
At the result. The height was a little excessive compared to
pity.
No, this isn't a pity thing because I'm genuinely curious. Alex hit a couple of these too the other day.
I do.
Where they
I do need the pity. So please.
Then pity you shall have.
All right.
Just went way too high. I mean, that trajectory looks realistic, but we're gonna give you another one because I'm not gonna put you in the water after making you hit another shot.
Okay.
All right, this one's for real.
All right. Glad I got a couple warm-ups in.
This is a man who enjoys swimming.
Enjoys swimming?
I don't know where. Oh, I think he's commenting on your propensity for being in the water.
Oh, I thought it was my physique.
He does look like Michael Phelps a little bit.
That's right. Nicer ears, but same body.
Okay, that was much more. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense based on the content.
I think honestly, every shot
should have been
like
that way.
Yeah,
the machine's robbing you. I see.
That's right. You put yourself in the position where people can blame your machine for every Bad
This
shot.
is a long second shot into this green here. 206, pins all the way in the back. Wind is pretty good left to right. All right, I'm gonna err on the short side and try not to hit this over the green.
Wow.
Yeah, just a little pull. Straighten that out. All right, no
Give me a
pressure.
distance. 186. I'm gonna err on the short side with a light pull.
Okay.
That's
And you are getting a stroke here.
okay. So I get this inside 10 feet, I win.
You do. If you
And then
get
I just
it,
need 2 more.
if
Really,
you
just one
if you
more.
hit it anywhere and the next shot goes in, whether it's gimme or not, you win.
Yeah, I'd rather just end it now.
Yeah, I would too, but no pressure. All right, put a good swing on it. It's leaking out right though.
Why?
There's a lot of wind left to right, but
Okay. Up and down for a push.
All right. 80 feet.
79 feet.
It's getting intense now, ladies and gentlemen.
Which green do I have to work with? A lot.
Good shot. Ooh,
Stop.
Ooh, no spin out of the rough. All right, we have a putt for a push from 27 feet. Should be a little left to right. No, it's almost dead straight, right to left, left to right at the end. All right, this is where all your putting practice today should come in. Has he figured out what 27 feet little downhill feels like? What's that break to the right? A little short.
Okay.
All right.
I got to win 2 in a
Two in
row
a row.
to push the press. Otherwise,
Otherwise, it's
making
a
your
rough,
mortgage payment.
rough day for
Yeah.
Mr. Botwick here. All right. R3. More water. I'm thinking just keep this ball dry. All right. 182. Wind is hard left to right, helping a little bit. Kind of want to aim it like there. Let the wind take it back. 180. 6 irons too much. 7 iron. All right, this swing right here could make or break this press.
Let's hope for a break.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Could it be?
It's not a gimme, but it's good.
How far was it?
184. I hit a 7 iron. It's like a 175 club for me.
Okay.
And I kind of took a little off of it because of all the wind.
Okay, great.
So if you want me to aim you left at all, let me know. Otherwise, you're aimed right at the flag.
Yeah, will you keep it go like almost at the edge of that bunker?
Right there?
Tiny bit right of that. There you go.
There?
You go. Yeah.
This is it. A hole in one right here would change the match dramatically. What the? I didn't see that. I don't know what you guys are doing between you and Resurrection, just with these weird shots that are not ending up where they should.
All right.
I'm gonna have to check all the freaking sensors when you're done here, so I can make sure nothing's broken. My shot's fine. I don't know what the problem is. There you go.
How much time did you spend rigging the sensors so that your shots come out fine?
It took a while. I had to email them a bunch of times and be like, look,
out?
what's the little DLL file that I need to edit to make it so only my shots go near the hole?
Some nice technical jargon you threw out.
I know. They charged me extra money for that, but they made the change. All right, up and down here, 65 feet, 20-yard pitch. There you go. Oh, go in.
Oh,
Stop. Getting a little robbed
right?
with the spin here. All right, you got a 14-footer to put a little bit of pressure on me.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, good putt. All right, we got a couple putts to win here. So is it true that after, I meant to bring this up earlier when we were talking about your match with Langsbard and Gotro, that there was such hard feelings after there was a letter sent from them about your trash talking? I heard something about this.
A letter.
But no,
I have
disciplinary action was taken.
No.
Oh, God. I wonder how many letters have been sent about Langsbard.
I did get a very long email saying that, integrity is the first rule of the game, which, by the way, is about calling your own penalties. It's not about,
yes, being nice to your opponents.
Right.
You're not physically harming them. I think you can handle, especially, the whole thing that gets me is that we're not talking about, playing against someone who's just, the nicest guy ever. It's not like Steven Weber, where you're no one has ever had an argument with Weber about anything in his life. Right. It's Adam Langsbard, who, I don't know if you heard, the story that I told about my first encounter with Langsbard in the club many years ago, was him, who doesn't know me and I don't know him, coming to me at River Ridge at an away tournament we had, screaming at me about how I was not allowed to hit the ball that I was about to hit because I was out of bounds, even though I was not out of bounds.
Okay.
And that he was going to personally disqualify me from the tournament if I even attempted to hit this golf ball.
So it feels like a very similar situation, but instead of disqualifying me for being out of bounds, it was because I had some attitude or something.
Right.
That I was not a fan of.
Not all rose petals and chocolates.
Yeah, I did call him entitled at one point,
but he is. That's fair.
Thank you.
And I say that as someone who likes Adam a lot. But it's funny. He came in here
too. I really have nothing against him.
He's great.
And to be honest, I was certainly trying to get under his skin, right?
The last comment. Right, you're in a match play. You're trying to get under their skin. That's what you do. If you ever
and it worked. He's also the easiest target because,
yes.
He's so angry already when he hits a bad shot, or he's so pissed off that you just nudge him a little. He's not going to recover.
Exactly. You're just blowing a little bit on the thing that's teetering on the edge. And
Alex said it's just gamesmanship. I like that.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. I mean, you look at a guy like Thor does the same thing all day long, every tournament. And he's going to do it. And you're like, that's great. I get it. What do you get? What next?
Thor and I are in, trying to remember exactly. I was beating him in something. I don't know if it was a tournament or if we just had our own individual thing. And at Rustic, walking off the green of, it's on the back nine, maybe it's 12, short par 4.
12, yep.
Yeah.
12, yes.
Walking off the green, I check my phone, which I will never do again. I have a message from Thor, and it's just a picture of him sitting in his car with his dick out. Just like, and saying, like, he sends this to his girlfriend all the time. Like, and I fell apart after that. I did not play one for the next couple of holes.
I can imagine.
I've played a lot.
I've played a lot of golf with Thor, and I have never gotten the dick pic from him. So
we have a close relationship.
Apparently, I've seen some things on these Palm Springs trips, but that's a new one.
Oh. No, I think actually Thor didn't like me when he first met me because I came across like a little bit of a preppy white kid, and he's like, a former coke dealer. And
exactly. He's got a past, and he's not. Tell me where you want to go here while we're figuring this out. So you got a long way to the hole, 280. So you got this kind of windy fairway, bunkers down the left. But if you have a number you like, I can.
You put it 260, like right between those two bunkers.
Right here, these two?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
What's the wind doing?
Wind is just a little left to right.
Okay.
Yeah, Thor's an interesting guy. But, like I said, he's one of those people that once you get to know what his whole thing is, and if you understand what he's doing, nothing he does bothers me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get it. I get when he's being sarcastic or when he's actually being a dick and
stop.
Oh wow, you just hit that too good. I was going to cut more. But a lot of people don't get it, and they're like, this guy's just a prick. And it's like, yeah, he can be. Yeah. He absolutely can be, but
his bark is worse.
Exactly.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, none of that shit bothers me anymore. And a lot of my mental side of playing golf, especially in skins games or tournaments, whatever, has changed from playing so much golf with him because shit that used to bother me doesn't anymore because I'm like I've played enough golf with someone who's actively trying to sabotage my round and not in a malicious way. Just he thinks that that's part of the game. He's playing against me. He wants to get in my head.
Adam Langsbard would never submit a complaint against Thor for the exact same conversation.
Right. He just didn't know you. What was that? Where'd ball go?
You hit it pretty well.
I thought I hit it all right. It was a little low, but it wasn't kind of. All right, let's try that again. Oh, of course. Dump it in the water.
You want the mulligan?
No.
Give me like 5.
That's fine. It says this hole's not really for anything, is it? Just pride.
We didn't
point?
repress. Yeah.
Nah. Triple or nothing. Where is it going to drop me? 113. I'm going to get up and down from here for a par. Out of the rough, 113.
I like the confidence.
Question.
Where do you go, 125?
Yeah, do I try to really step on a gap wedge or hit an easy pitching wedge? There's more room long than short, so. Worst case scenario is short in the water. Just a easy pitching wedge. It's deep. Oh, good.
No, that's
pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that. Make that putt. I can make that putt.
Okay. 50 yards from the sand, so where you play 65?
I think you get a little bit of wind helping. It's going left to right, but a little behind you, and you've got room, obviously, to land it short and roll it. So, yeah, I'm hitting maybe 55.
Okay. Let's see if I can actually do that now.
Right. That's the trick. Is we could be off with the percentages. We still got to hit something close to that. Wow, it just kind of died.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Now we're 65 feet.
65 feet, so 20 feet.
20
20
yards. Nice. Little off.
Well, I can show you the way.
All right, putt to save the par. 23 feet. Right in the middle. Nice putt. Good par. Good par. All right, can I save my par to finish this round off 18 feet? It says uphill 1 inch, but it looks down. All right. Nope. Hey, made it.
Nice putts.
All right, so good match, my friend.
Good round.
Thanks for coming in. That was fun. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back next week, and we'll see you guys next time.
God, I want to do this again.
You'll be back. Everyone else, have a good night. Have a good rest of the week.